I'm Faye What, and let's queer up entertainment. Bad Bunny turned Super Bowl halftime into a queer joy parade. In Super Bowl 2026, Bad Bunny delivered a halftime show that was loud, colorful, and proudly queer inclusive, proving that in his world, everyone is invited to the party. Opening with Tití Me Preguntó, Bad Bunny leaned into fan favorite energy before serving bold moves during Yo Perreo Sola, which I do. Yeah. So the track famously paired with a drag-filled music video. Midway through the set, the field parted to reveal the one and only Lady Gaga, who joined him for a reimagined performance of Die With a Smile. The celebration continued with an explosive NUEVAYoL, before a second surprise guest appeared. None other than Ricky Martin took to the stage, delivering powerful vocals on Lo Que Le Pasó a Hawaii. The show also featured celebrities spotted throughout the crowd, including Cardi B, Pedro Pascal, Karol G, Jessica Alba, and Alix Earle. Long targeted by conservatives who mocked his Spanish language music and questioned his sexuality, Bad Bunny answered with art, unity, and joy. He closed with Debí Tirar Más Fotos, holding up international flags and shouting out countries of all the Americas. The NFL shared a post praising the show that said, quote, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love," end quote. The halftime show brought in an estimated 150 million viewers during the live show, and the video on NFL's official YouTube channel has already been viewed over 13 million times. Wow. I mean, like, what a night, what an incredible concert, right? Because I didn't even know who the hell was playing, nor did I care, right? Like, so many people that don't usually watch the Super Bowl were watching yesterday. I feel that everybody was. I think that everybody queer was because they wanted to see themselves. I think that everybody Latino was because they wanted to see themselves. I think everybody who's an immigrant wanted to see themselves, you know? It was just such a beautiful thing how he encompassed so much in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, he told stories, he uplifted, he gave Puerto Rican history. You know, I was raised by a Puerto Rican family. All my brothers are Puerto Rican. You know, I've been to, you know, my family's from Ponce, and they were in the streets watching this. You know, they had huge watch parties everywhere. You know, people dancing in the streets to his music, which is what I think he wanted. You know, the fact that 10 years ago, I'm getting goosebumps. The fact that 10 years ago, this man was packing groceries for folks, and now he was on the world's biggest stage, singing in Spanish. You know, I knew plenty of people. I had a little party at my house. I had people there that don't speak Spanish, and they were enjoying every moment of it, dancing throughout. You know, trying to catch the celebrities because there was so much going on all at once in 12 minutes. It was like overload. I was exhausted by the 12 minutes, like if I had been dancing, which I have been dancing though. But you know, there's so much there. Boys, I want to hear everything from you, and I'll probably throw in more.
To me, he is everything. I've been a stan for many years. I've been listening to his music since 2018, easily. And my sister and I finally got to see him in concert 2 years ago. I threw my panties on stage. No, I didn't, but I wish I had. And but he's always been deeply political. And it's so clear that his love for his people, like, I mean, like our people, for our country,
for Puerto Rico,
and I mean that, like, it's always been about inclusivity. He's changing the game in every single way. There's no toxic masculinity here. In fact, he like embraces the idea that he is the anti that. Like, I mean, he's just kind of changed. I mean, it's so beautiful to watch. And it's people have said like, oh, he's queer baiting or gay. He can gay bait me all he wants. Like, and what I mean by that is because it's so genuine. It's very genuine. That's what we want from artists. We can't have it both ways.
And he kept on calling, you know, like, we're Americans. We. He would continue to say, and God bless America. I mean, like, you know, things that when we hear from the far right, we get cringy about it.
Right.
But his America, right, that is because it's all of our Americas, is inclusive. And like, that's the difference. It's like when he explains it, he's like, and also by that, I mean, and he literally listed everybody.
He listed everybody.
And it was like beautiful.
I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm somebody like, you know, that doesn't really tune into these things a lot, you know, sports in general. But, you know, I was curious to watch the halftime show with this. And, you know, I just walked away like, wow, this was so amazing. And there was so much going on. Like you said, you know, there were so many things to see and look at, and it was so much joy being represented. And like, you could just feel it amongst everybody, just performing in it, being a part of it. And there was great messages of inclusivity. And it was just felt so positive. I felt like, for the first time in a long time, I was proud to be an American. No, really, because it just, the whole presentation, even before the halftime shows, before that too, it just felt so inclusive, and I felt so proud in that moment to be an American.
Yeah.
I forgot all of the other noise that was going on in the world at that moment, and I think that's what I needed.
And I think he brought everybody in that way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, he made it a point. Like, he really didn't say, oh, us and them. It was never that, or us Latinos. It was never ever that. It was us Americans, and
I didn't care that I didn't understand what was being sung or whatever. I was entertained, and that's part of expanding your mind and part of learning about new culture.
Yeah.
But the other, I also, it was deeply political, and to me, it did really important cultural work. That is it tells this beautiful 400-year history. I mean, he begins with colonialism and ends with modern tourism and the hurricane. He did a lot in a very short period of time. Even the opening song for if people don't know Tití Me Preguntó, it's one of my favorite songs of his. It's this idea of him being at the dinner table with his family. We've all been in this space, and queer folks know this probably better. And your family grilling you on who are you dating? And
why do you have so many girlfriends?
Right.
When are you going to settle down?
As a gay boy, you're oh, I've definitely been in that space.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt I had to kind of oh, she's my best friend, whatever. Yeah. And he's really smart. He understands that this resonates with people on so many different levels.
Yeah.
And El Apagón, the same thing about the blackouts in Puerto Rico. He is deeply political, and in ways that I think people might have gotten hints of it, and even then that's enough. Just to see him out there singing in Spanish, unabashedly being himself, welcoming us all in.
Yep.
He is everything. I have one criticism, and it's not of him because he is perfect, and there's no.
Wait, before you say your criticism, because I know your criticism, let me mention one thing, okay?
Please.
So the electrical post, right? When he was up on the electrical post, right, and the other dancers were dancing on the electrical post, but they would fall off, etc., blah blah blah, right? So after Maria, there was blackouts, right, and they could not get the power grids to work again, and they kept on waiting and waiting for the government to do their jobs.
Right.
And unfortunately, they were trumped up and all that kind of stuff during that time. And so people themselves started going up there to try to get things working again. And that was what that part meant, I mean, and that was one of at least 15 different historical things that he taught us about Puerto Rico yesterday.
Yeah. Him giving us giving the small boy the Grammy, who had a striking resemblance to Liam, and and it also looks like a young, what he probably would have looked like
him.
He was young. He looked like him.
And that representation, what that meant, especially in the times that we're in right now.
Especially as young people are being deported, are being entertained. And I mean, the story, that is if it was Liam, if it wasn't Liam, that's been debated, and it's not, right? But that is, it doesn't matter. He's such a powerful storyteller. Yeah. We all got the image, and we understood what was happening.
And again, not even knowing the language. You didn't have to know the language to get part of the story or to feel that joy, So now let's get
my one little criticism, and I mean it with love, because I don't want to be one of those people who's nothing could ever be right, because also that's untrue, because it was perfect and I would change nothing about it except this one thing.
Wow.
I love Lady Gaga like no one else. I mean, I just love her. I don't think this was her space. And what I mean by that is this was a really big platform. I would have loved to have seen another Latina in that space.
Mm-hmm. And there are so many Latinos.
Cardi B was there. I would have loved to have seen Cardi B. And she had her own show. She had her moment. It was beautiful. She did amazing. I think it kind of felt to me a little bit like when Madonna did La Isla Bonita. It's which is fine. It also feels like inclusivity, bringing people. But there, I was thinking even Selena Gomez, Selena Gomez or Christina Aguilera, people who are a little farther removed from some parts of their heritage, just because they're third generation or whatever generation they are, not that they're just as Latina, but that is it would have been really beautiful to also have seen this space, the way he did with Ricky Martin, which felt like the passing of the baton or something,
which was
right?
Beautiful.
Not to say, I mean, it doesn't mean that it all has to be an all Latina show, but it has the power to do something. It's a platform for artists who might not otherwise. Rosalia, Cardi B was there.
Well, if you see Kendrick Lamar last year, right? Yeah. All the dancers were black. Yeah. All the people that he brought on stage with him were black, right? And it was black authenticity, and it was in your face, and you got to learn about it. Same thing yesterday. So I'm understanding what you're saying now in that aspect. You know what I mean? It should have been all.
It could be at least a platform for someone who didn't already have that shot. And Lady Gaga had that shot, 4 years ago, 5 years, whatever it was. I don't know. And I love Lady, again, this is not, maybe we complain about everything.
Maybe. Take it back.
I don't take it back.
All right, we're
Bad Bunny just said yes, so I
end
say
that
yes.
on a high note. So, you're a terrible human.
I am an awful person. I'm leaving.
My goodness.
No, I agree with you. And, as a cis white gender male, I really appreciated the show. It was truly a lesson in why we should celebrate each other's differences and love the fact that we are different and we all have just really different backgrounds. And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So I applaud Bad Bunny. I think it was a great show. And I'm kind of jealous that I'm not Latin.
Oh, baby, you are. We can make you Latin right now. Beep, you're done. You're done.
Right.
I think I'm also becoming a Bad Bunny stan, I just really like him. He's just so likable.
I love that.
Also, he's
I love that.
gorgeous.
So I'm going to ask a question that probably nobody wants to hear right now, but did anybody tune into the other thing?
No.
Oh.
No. And I think they only had
There was something else?
Yeah. So we don't even have to talk about that shit show.
What
but I think there were only like 5 million viewers. It was a very, very small number. There were actually more viewers of the Puppy Bowl at 12 million than there was of that bullshit.
Oh, okay.
That
But
makes
the
me
Puppy
happy.
Bowl was great.
I did tune in. I did see that. It was cute as hell.
I don't even think I know what that is. But that's
Oh, Animal Planet. They have puppies and they play football.
They play football.
And they play it all day long.
Yeah.
What?
It's so cute. And it's all rescue pups and they all find homes.
I have never heard of this.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you Patrick has. We're going to
bet
ask
he
your boo. I bet you he knows. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.